Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Should have been I'll be doing my March and April TBR. So I will be referencing a lot of my previous TBR, which is my January/February, just because there are a lot of overlaps and I didn't manage to finish a lot of the books. So yeah, but that's pretty normal. I feel like hopefully the next 2 months I would do a lot better, but realistically speaking, I don't think that's the case. But let's be optimistic and pretend that I will, and I will strive to finish all the books for March and April. So that being said, for 2020, I do want to read a lot more book of the month picks because I have so many backlisted ones that I'm like, I just need to try to ramp them up, read them as fast as possible. So as always, I am picking up 3 every 2 months. 2 of them, unfortunately, are overlaps from last time because I only really managed to finish 1 out of the 3 books that I picked. But thankfully though, I did actually pick up another book of the month, but it was a surprise one that I did for Contemporary-a-thon. So I don't really feel too bad that there's 2 overlaps because I did technically read 2 for January and February. But that being said though, the first one that I want to pick up is An Anonymous Girl by Gear Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. This is a mystery thriller. I got this back in December 2018, so it's been a while. And I don't think I've actually read any of the books by this duo before, but I've heard so many good things about their books and I honestly cannot wait to read this. From what I remember, all I know is that this book has something to do with a psychology test and how the main characters answer these questions and somehow like things spirals from there. But I've heard so many good things and I definitely cannot wait. I am going to go into this pretty blind though because I don't like knowing too much for my mystery thrillers, especially because a lot of the synopsis kind of gives the books away. So I'm definitely going to go into it blind. But either way though, I cannot wait to read this and hopefully it'll be amazing. The next 2 book of the months are the overlaps. The first one is The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogen Hermes Gowar, and the second one is The Farfield by Madhuri Vijay. Both of these books are so different. This one is a historical fiction with some fantasy, maybe. It has something to do with a mermaid. And this one over here is a cultural book set in Italy. I don't know if it's set in a historical setting versus a contemporary setting. But either way though, this book is definitely set in India and I'm really excited for these 2. I'm a little bit intimidated to be honest because both of these are kind of chunky books, but I will be so happy if I get to finish both of these for March and April. So definitely cannot wait to read this soon. The next component to my TBR is, as always, my series. I did actually manage to finish a series that I had set out for myself for January and February, so I'm very happy about that. So I have moved on to the next series I want to finish, and that is The Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. This is book 1. I don't know if this is book 2 or not, but this is Dark Triumph, and the other book in the series is Mortal Heart. So these are the 3 that I really want to finish. All I know about the series is that it's something to do with assassins set in Brittany, and I know there's a spin-off series based off of this, which I also have as well. So I definitely want to finish and read the original series before I move forward with a spin-off series. But I have heard so many good things about the series. Then the next book I have on here is my 500+ page book, and this one has been on my TBR for so long, but I feel like I've just been a little bit hesitant about picking up this one because I heard the first one's amazing, which is the one I want to read, but then I've heard some negative things about the sequel, so now I'm kind of like, do I want to read this? Do I not want to read this? But the consensus so far for the first book is that it's freaking amazing, so I still want to pick up the first one, and that is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. All I know is that this is a historical fiction, or maybe it's fantasy as well, but it's definitely historical fiction. It follows a guy relationship romance, and it's supposed to be freaking hilarious, and that's really all I know about this book. Then the last few books that I want to pick up are my backlisted books, and to be perfectly honest, I read 0 of the books that I want to pick up for January and February. So I decided to actually reflect about it a little bit. I was like, will I actually pick up these books? And for 3 of them, the answer to that was no. So I ended up putting them away. I was like, I'm not going to read them. I'm actually going to go donate them soon. So I picked 3 more books that I think will be much more interesting for me to actually pick up, and I'm more inclined to pick them up. The first one here is The Most Beautiful Woman in Florence by Alyssa Palumbo. This is historical fiction, and I have pretty high hopes for this one because I've read her previous book. It was The Violinist of Venice, and I loved it. It was so beautiful. It was so detailed. It was so rich. I love the characters, the romance, everything about it was just so good. And so I definitely want to pick this up soon. Then the next book that I have over here is I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. This one just really caught my eye because of this one statement, and it says K-drama steps to true love. And for those who don't know, I love my K-drama. Like, I am a religious follower of K-drama. I watch them all, and the fact that this book talks about a K-drama steps to true love is just so me and it's so relatable. I'm just like, I am so here for this, and I definitely cannot wait to read this as soon as possible. Then the third book is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi, and it follows the aftermath of 9/11. It follows a girl called Shirin who is basically trying to navigate New York City in the aftermath of 9/11 as a Muslim girl. This book just follows her story, and then one day she meets a guy. His name is Ocean James. So I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm a little hesitant at the same time though, because I loved her Shadow Me series, but that is fantasy and this is her contemporary. And from my personal experience, authors who change genres too much, sometimes, I don't know, like I feel like I end up only liking one genre and not the other. So I'm really hoping I will like her contemporary book as well. Then the last two books on my TBR are the ones that overlapped from last 2 months, and that is The Strange Fascinations of Noah Hypnotic by David Arnold, as well as Whisper by Lynette Noni. These two books are also incredibly different. This one's a sci-fi about a secret government facility. I want to say there's like powers in here as well. And this one, I have no idea, to be honest. I just know that this is a contemporary, I think so. Honestly, I really don't know, but I think I got this because the cover is freaking awesome, and I've heard some really good things, like a lot of positive things when this first came out. I want to say like 2 years ago. But yeah, that's all I know about this book. But either way though, I'm really intrigued and definitely cannot wait to read these soon. So anyways, that is it in terms of my TBR for March and April. Let me know down below which books are you planning to read for March and April if you're an early planner like I am. If you have read any of the books I mentioned, did you like them or not? Is there any book on here that you really want me to pick up as soon as possible, like sooner rather than later? But as always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!